I want a feel-good story, and gosh darn it, I'm never one to back down from a challenge. Well, Paul, help me out here. Am I losing my mind? We're looking at a CVO, beautiful motorcycle, but take a look at that water line, Paul.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it's all, what year is this bike?
I believe it's 2023, I believe.
Wow.
2023.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only 1,000
That's
miles.
amazing. I mean, listen, as far as
you guys are never going to believe this one. Hello, Cycle Drag Universe, and welcome to a beautiful morning here at Bert's Barracuda, Harley Davidson, St. Petersburg, Florida. Well, here's the deal. I got a call from Bert to get down here ASAP. And if you watched my last few videos, I hope you have, we talked about motorcycles that were destroyed in the hurricanes. This area has been devastated. We talked to people who've lived on the west coast of Florida for 40 years. They said this was the worst hurricane season they've seen. Massive storm surge with Helene, and then Milton brought just incredibly damaging winds. Well, we did stories the last couple weeks seeing what we can do to help people who have motorcycles that are total losses. And Bert King has done an amazing job helping people get into new bikes, helping people deal with insurance. Well, I got a call from Bert because I was asking him, I said, Bert, could we somehow have a feel-good story and save one of these hurricane bikes? And Bert laughed at me. So did a lot of other great mechanics, and so did a lot of you in the comments, because the overriding message is salt water is so corrosive. It is so destructive that if any of these bikes have been submerged in salt water for any length of time, that's it. But you know, maybe I'm hard-headed and persistent to a fault, because I think you can tell by the theme of my videos, I want to save one of these bikes. I want to do it for the community, just for the story. I want to find a way that we can put some type of happy ending on this thing. Well, anyhow, Bert must have had a change of heart, because he just called me and said, get down here right away. I got a great story, and I got a situation, and I got something for you to look at. At first, I was thinking about fixing up a V-Rod. He says there's a lovely couple with a CVO who, unfortunately, they live down by the beach, bike got flooded, and now they just want to get out of it, and they want a new CVO. And that's what Bert is doing. He's helping people deal with insurance. He's also helping people get into other motorcycles. So if I can help out in this situation, and maybe we get a nice challenge out of it, let's go take a look at it. I'm all for it. I just don't know how bad this bike is or how much I could potentially regret this. Let's go take a look. I'll tell you this, you don't have to look very far down here to see all the damage still in the community, even here at this dealership. Check it out. Bert had all his sandbags up, and he still hasn't taken them away, because we don't know that we're out of the woods yet. And a lot of these motorcycles were traded in with people that need funds. Anyhow, let's head to the back of the store and take a look at this. Gosh, I love this place. Take a look at this. Love this Harley dealership. It's great. And very appropriate, what I find right away. New CVO. So here's what a Harley CVO looks like, brand spanking new. These are just incredible motorcycles, desired by enthusiasts. They got all the bells and whistles. Look at the fit and finish. I think Harley's done a great job. Let's go out and look at the other CVO. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Let's go check it out and see how bad this CVO really is. And again, guys, leave me your tips, your thoughts down below. And if you ever have a chance to get here, please do so. This is a great experience here at Bert Barracuda Harley Davidson. Potentially one of these bikes could be sold at a very, very small price, maybe even abandoned. Let's go take a look at it. I think Ralph, Uncle Daddy, who you know from all the videos back, there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
so good to see you, Uncle Daddy.
good to see you.
Oh my gosh, so I got the call from Bert. We were kicking around these hurricane bikes, and we were wondering, can we save one? Bert said he thinks he has a candidate. I'm looking at
by yourself. Do you have a priest?
I think we need to say a little prayer, Uncle Daddy. Look at this. The first thing is, all these great commenters out there in the video have told me just how destructive salt water is. This is not fresh water. I mean, first off, let's talk about, this is a $40,000 motorcycle.
44 grand.
Oh, my
It's a whiskey neat 2023 CVO, a total loss.
I can see why it's a total loss. I mean, look at the speaker
So yeah, you
covers
can
already.
see the water line. So apparently this wheel was cocked like this, probably in the garage, and the water line came right here. It missed this speaker. But when salt water always leaves its mark, unlike fresh water, the salt water will always tell you where it's been on a bike. So this bike was fully submerged, probably 5-6 feet of water.
Good Lord.
So you guys want to do what? What are you gonna do?
Well, we were trying to save one, and Bert obviously has a lot more faith in me right now, or he's having a joke at my expense. That right now I just think about the wiring, all the electronics. We were thinking about a V-Rod, perhaps. I thought because of the simplicity, but with this screen, with these speakers. I mean, look at this, Uncle Daddy. You can see right here. There's still water in these taillights.
I think what would be cool about this, but listen, again, I think you have a better chance of raising the Titanic and saving that, personally.
I love your optimism.
But,
Thank you.
But, you know,
Jeez.
I'm a realist. I mean, I know Bert is the most optimistic fucking guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, that's right.
Me,
that's
I'm a realist,
Mhm.
and I am for real believing that I don't think you guys can do anything with this thing.
Got some thinking to do. Well, why don't we ask the real legend, a man who has built a whole lot of motorcycles, Mr. Paul Teutul from Orange County Choppers, what he thinks about this bike. Well, guys, I found the master behind me. Take a look. It is Mr. Paul Teutul. Paul, I know you have built a lot of motorcycles, so I just wanted to get your
Still building a lot of motorcycles.
Still building a lot of motorcycles.
A lot. I mean, listen, as far as, I've had pretty much all my baggers and stuff, or dressers, or whatever you want to call them. They've always been CVOs. I like them. You pay a little bit more for them, but you got everything chrome, the bigger motor and whatnot. So, like, I guess it all depends. Like, all this stuff is fixable, but I don't know what's going on inside the motor, and that's really the biggie. All the stuff that's superficial, I've done that. Matter of fact, I lent the guy a bike and he let it rust in his basement. It was my favorite bike. I spent weeks just rubbing it out, and anyhow, that's what you have to do to fix the bike. But as far as what's going on internally, you'd have to pull that apart, and Bert's got good mechanics.
Yeah. I just wonder, am I biting off more than I can chew? Here's what I worry about, Paul. Take a look. Brand new Harley Davidson factory paint that has already been washed away. So this is one that we know.
Where's that?
Take a look right here. See all the paint that was on the speaker that's already been gone?
Yeah.
So we know the salt water was at least that high. What do you think about the electronics, the speakers, everything going on in here? I don't know a whole lot about CVOs. I know they got a lot of bells.
CVO is not much difference than a regular bagger.
So the only thing to me salvageable on this is your tins, your windshield, your mirrors, things like that water can't affect. But everything else on this bike, you got to gut it. It's got to be gutted.
Do we have a key? Do we have any ignition? I'm sure we don't have ignition, right? I mean, 6 feet underwater.
Oh, we do have a key.
Oh, no.
We do have a key.
Don't tell me it's still wet. It feels a little soggy.
It does.
What? Why is it still soggy? Oh, gosh.
It actually
What do we
does.
do?
Like I said, man, when you got a bike with this much, the V-Rod a V-Rod would probably be doable. The amount of electronics is where you're going to come into problems, I think, with this.
And I just feel so bad for this owner. It doesn't have, we're talking 1,000 miles on it?
This is almost, in the car world,
almost
this would be
brand
like
new.
losing a Ferrari.
It
would be like losing a Ferrari
This
in
is
the
the
car world.
creme de la creme, a CVO. It's got to be savable.
1,000 miles on it. 1,000 miles. So it's had its first oil change.
Now,
Literally.
what I was looking for, you follow me on this one. I wanted a feel-good story for this area. So many people have lost motorcycles. So many people have lost their houses, belongings. I wanted to bring one back from the dead. Am I crazy? You know your Harleys. You've been around bikes. I know you bought about 40 bikes off of Bert. We're going to get you therapy for that. You got the same sickness as me. But do I need therapy for thinking that there's any chance to save this motorcycle?
Listen, I admire people like you that with your optimisms. I always do. I always love the guy that sees what does Bert always say? Somewhere in that pile of shit, there's a pony. I mean, he always sees the pony in the pile of shit.
I'm honored.
And it looks like you're one of them pony guys. Me, I just see a pile of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you're going to be able to get through this. But again, and I'm not a mechanic. I'm a mechanical asshole. But from my experience and what I see and what I've seen with flood bikes, especially, if it was fresh water, it'd be a whole different story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Salt water, I got to tell you.
Absolutely. I mean, look at these pipes. We're talking a bike with 1,000 miles. Look at the chrome. This is heavy-duty, high-quality chrome from Harley Davidson.
Look at your starter.
Oh, my Lord.
Look at the starter. That's the first. This is your first determination right here. You always look at the starter when you look at a flood bike. First thing you look at. And the other thing is you pull the seat and go to your battery and your terminals and look at your wiring harness under the seat. That's the first thing usually you look at with a flood bike. And then again, This is total electronics on this bike. And remember, that water overrode this, so the water got in this fairing.
Oh, jeez.
So who knows what you're gonna see once you get this fairing apart? It's gonna be. You have a beeping mode on your. You have editing with beeping.
Me?
On your cameras,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking mess, is what it's gonna be. You know, once you open this up.
You're talking about that beeping.
We've opened some of these up and found nests inside here.
Oh.
You know, after the storm, where the bikes have sat for a while. It's crazy what you open up and find inside some of these.
So, Uncle Daddy, if I decide to do this, can I use your garage? You got tools for me? Can you help me? You're going to help me wash this thing, clean this thing? Come on.
You're
You're
talking to a guy that uses Flex Seal. I fix everything with Flex Seal.
We're going to need a lot more than Flex Seal for this.
You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to need is Flood Bike Jesus and his disciples to help you with this bike, personally.
All right, Uncle Daddy. You have given me great advice. You've given me great insight. But let's just
I'd love to be proven wrong.
Let's just do a hypothetical for a second. Let's just think this area that has been through so much. First you get Helene, and then here comes Milton again, another gut punch to this area. What if somehow we were able to resurrect this thing, watch it maybe even go down the drag strip? How about that? Go down the drag. I mean, and all in honor of everybody down here who has lost everything. We do it in honor of them. What if we could somehow do it? How happy would that make you?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fantasy. I love to fantasize. I mean, it would be. I would be shocked. I'd probably have to wear a diaper that day if it ever really went down.
We got to find out more, Uncle Daddy. We got to find out more. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Let's investigate this thing. Let's see what we can find out. Whether we do this or not, guys, too, why don't we make this a feel-good video? I've talked about Bert's Salute to America, a charity that helps people that have been devastated down here. So if you like this video, if you like my content, if you think I should go for this, even though I may be crazy, if you want to come along on this journey, why don't you donate down? If you can donate $1 to Bert's Salute to America, it will go to, I will make sure personally it goes to a good cause down here because I've watched Bert do it. We'll get that money in the hands of people who need it. We'll link it down below for you.
No, it's a road guide. But anyhow, I don't know if the wiring's much different. I don't see the wiring where you're getting that screwed up. It's rubber coated, unless you could find spots where it's corroded. Other than that,
down here the starter looks a little ugly. If you look at this connection right here, you can see that one right in there. See the rust and the corrosion a little bit on the starter. But there is some coating there, like you said. There is some.
Yeah. Like for me, I wouldn't worry about that. You clean that up, put a new nut on it and whatnot, you know, as long as the starter works. I mean, did anybody put a key in here and see if it could start?
We have the key, but nothing started. And here's the thing that scares me. Look at this. Still got water in the taillights. But here's what I like. You don't seem as intimidated as I brought Uncle Daddy back here, and he said that to even think about bringing this bike back would be crazy. You seem to have
Uncle Daddy?
Uncle Daddy from Bert's, the guy he's from New York, I guess. So
yeah. Listen, here's the deal. It comes down to dollars and cents. If you could buy this bike, say for $4,000 or something like that, buy the bike. You know what I mean? Because you're going to put another, even if you put $3,000 into it, even if you put 5 into it, 6 into it, you know, you're at 10 grand. Buy a brand new starter, but you know what I mean? You almost could buy a new motor, you know? So to me, if you got this bike at the right price, I'd buy it, definitely. Okay. I've done a lot of these, you know.
I like your optimism, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's just extra work, you know, which I evidently don't mind.
You don't. Would you be scared of the frame at all? Some people have worried about. No. We got to get it repowder coated or something.
You might, you know, you'd have to look at it. Usually the powder coats, I don't see any marks with the powder coat, do you? And the wiring up here looks good. The brake lines don't look that bad, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it might just be a lot of superficial stuff. I don't know, man. I got to go to work.
Oh, well, thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. I love the optimism. I love the, give me a pound over here because I love the optimism. Yeah. Thank you very much,
Make
sir.
it work. You
Make
know?
it work. Now that they've gone in, let me take one more look at this thing. Maybe they were being a little bit too harsh. Maybe Uncle Daddy was being too harsh. Let me take a look. I think this is the most troubling sign because this shows you just how high the salt water was. I mean, I gotta believe those electronics are probably 100% toast. And I mean, look at this. Look at what it's done to this. This is high quality Harley Davidson paint. These bikes are top of the line. If it was able to eat through that paint that quickly, I'm a little concerned. Also, another thing that really concerns me is taking a look down here. The starter, the electronics, is any of this wiring going to be able to be preserved? It also is troubling looking at this very new exhaust system. This is high quality Harley Davidson chrome. Salt water's already eaten through it. These speakers, oh gosh. I don't know, guys. I don't know this. I don't know if this one's salvageable. I mean, boy, it sure would be a feel-good story over here, but already, look at the paint coming off the cases. Look at the front wheel too. Let's take a look at the front wheel and the brakes on this motorcycle. This is brutal. Look at this. My Lord. My Lord. Not gonna be easy, that's for sure. Got some thinking to do. I gotta be honest, guys, that motorcycle is a lot worse than I thought. I didn't realize we were still gonna have water in the taillights, and man, I need your advice. I need your input down below in the comments. I mean, for the sake of a story, you know I'm willing to do a lot, but I've also been around motorcycles long enough to know that you can't underestimate something like this. Now, I would love to, if I can help this owner out, I would love to. Why don't we, I know they're due here in a little bit. Why don't I see if I can go back there and see if they're here yet? There they are, Sylvain and Maddie Jose. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Maddie Jose, did I get it right?
Yes, you got it right.
Enchanté, mes
Nice
amis.
Enchanté.
Enchanté, a little bit of French here. Guys, I am so sorry. I guess we would say dommage in French, right?
Yes,
This is
correct. You got it right.
this is terrible. What exactly happened here? This was I mean, it completely submerged. Tell me the story of this motorcycle.
That motorcycle was in our garage in Treasure Island, and it's submerged. We had about 6 feet of water inside of the house. And in garage, if you can see the line here, it's the rusty, the speaker, and you see the other one here. It's not rusty. So that's showing you where the limit of the water was, how high the water was.
And you guys are right down the beach, so we're talking this was salt water, right?
Salt water.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we are about 8 minutes from the beach.
Now, were you two here for the hurricane, or
no?
Where are you from?
We're from Montreal,
Okay.
Eastern Township, Brome Lake, and we have a guy here which is looking after our house. And unfortunately, after the Hurricane Helene, he went to open the house, and we done a FaceTime with us, and we saw all our house destroyed. And he went to the garage, and he was crying when he saw my bike. So he said that the bike is already destroyed too. So so unfortunately, it's a brand new bike, 2023.
Oh my gosh!
Only
I'm
about
so sorry.
1,000 miles, not even though, I think. And unfortunately, I had to change the bike because, as you see, salt water is not good for motorcycles.
No, we have certainly heard about that in the comments, and guys in the comments, let us know your thoughts on this. So many people chimed in, and they talked about the electrical system, and they talked about what salt water can do to the frame, not just now, but maybe in a year or so. It's so corrosive. It's just going to eat everything. I hate that. But for a happy ending for you two, I understand you're looking at a brand new bike in Bert's that, because we know Bert is taking care of people and doing everything that he can, so that's awesome. And let me ask you this: what if somehow, some way, I can't promise it, somehow, some way, with all the Rolodex connections that I have, if we could get this thing fired up and back on the road again, would that put a smile on your face?
Definitely. That's I think that's the key. If we can put that back, that nice motorcycle back on the street. I already bought a new one. We bought a 2024 Road Glide CVO ST black. It's wonderful, great. We had good service here at Bert, and we brought the bike here because it's closer to our home in Treasure Island, and also with all the reputation with the store we receive, and we went on Google, and we decided to bring the bike here, and we bought a new bike. We had a good service with Josephine, the sales rep, and the manager, and all the people here. Well, they were taking care of me and my wife for that. Unfortunately, what happened.
Well, I'm so glad you guys are okay. And I talk about it all the time. We can replace metal, aluminum, chrome, and rubber. We
Definitely.
can't replace human beings. So that is the most important part.
You're
that
right.
You guys are okay. You made it through this terrible thing. This area just devastated. But I'm thinking, and I might be biting off more than I can chew. I hope I'm not. But wouldn't it be a feel-good story for this whole area if we could somehow save one of these? I think that might give everybody a little hope and a little inspiration that we're going to get through this thing.
You have to succeed.
Amen, guys. Well, you got my wheels turning here. Commenters, let me know. Well, I think we have found a suitable replacement. Look at this beautiful 2024 CVO. I hope you can see the metal flake in the sun, a little bit of camo. It's the 25th anniversary. Congratulations, guys. I think you found a good replacement.
Thank you. Yes, we did.
What do you think of this motorcycle?
It's a great motorcycle. You know, it's really easy to drive, and stability is
it's
nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, we love it.
Well, hopefully that makes up for your tragic loss. So
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we lost another one, but that's okay.
congratulations, guys. Take a look at this thing. Is this beautiful or what? So there she is, guys. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh gosh, what a project! This is going to be agonizing. I've done some restos. I've done a resto on my Kawasaki KZ 1000 with the help of a lot of great people. And my takeaway there was, it takes so much longer than you think. And that's not a motorcycle that was underwater. I've also done it with dirt bikes, motocross bikes. And even that takes a lot longer than you think. So am I out of my mind? Or would this be a tremendous feel-good story? Especially if I can help out Sylvan, and if we can encourage donations to this area. That's what it's all about. I talk about Bert's charity, Bert's Salute to America, where I've watched him firsthand give money to people who need it after Ian, after all these devastating hurricanes that they've had down here. I need some help, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I've officially lost my mind. It's okay. Let me know what you think I'm getting into, or if you think I should go ahead and do this. We've got more coming on this thing, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single episode, and make sure you catch up on all of our other hurricane bike videos, and we'll have more coming. I got some thinking to do on this CVO from Bert's Barracuda Harley Davidson. Cycle Drag rolls on.